2, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we have another great presenter for the Global Grief Conference 2023. And yes, we are introducing all of our presenters so you guys can get a personal feel of the talent and the amazing gifts that are be coming your way. That this weekend is going to be about education and sharing tools and resources to help you in your grief journey and healing and things like that. And today we have another amazing presenter. She was presenting last year, and she's presenting this year. Jenny Dilts. How you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for having me here.
Of course, of course. How have you been since the last conference?
Up and down. Uh, really amazing stuff and struggles too along the way. It's all part of life.
This is very, very true. And your podcasting, I've recorded a lot of your podcasts. The podcast is going pretty good. Share with the audience about your podcast.
So my podcast is called Share Your Story, Exploring Humanity One Heart at a Time. And it's a podcast where we dive deep into the experiences that make us who we are and who we can become.
Yeah.
Usually we talk about grief in
some other
Go
things, right?
ahead.
YouTube, right? Or are you on all the streaming platforms?
I am I don't stream live.
Okay.
So I pre-record my shows and then I send it out to the podcasting platforms on most of them. Yeah,
Okay, nice, nice, nice. So people, you guys check those out. Now you presented at last year's conference, correct?
I did,
Yeah,
and it
and
was fantastic. It was
it was a
amazing.
lot of fun, right? It was a lot of fun. It was a blast. It was so much fun watching everyone come together and just have fun. Just showcase their
Hmm.
talents and their gifts and things like that. And your presentation, what did you present on last year?
So I actually did two presentations last year. One was an interactive style workshop called "What to Do When You Don't Do Grief," and we talked about different different expectations you have in grief or that come up in grief, and we talked about, well, what if you don't grieve like everybody else? What if you're not an emotional griever? Or
Hmm.
what if um what if you don't do grief in a typical or normal way, quote. um
Yes,
so we explored different options of ways you can express your grief, ways you can mourn and still be grieving,
yes.
to really find your own voice and find your own way in your grief. So that was one, the workshop side, and then the speaker side, we talked about benefits of grief, where we can uh, use grief to grow, and how grief can actually be a useful thing in our lives.
Right. Nice, nice. Now, how did you get into grief work? Now, we talked about it. I've had Jenny on my podcast. So if you guys want to know more about her story, go back and check it out. She's very interesting. I tell you, she amazes me every time just with her intellect. So how did you get into this sort of work?
So I never thought or expected that I would be in the grief world. Unlike most people that I've talked with and come across, most people have their entry into grief through a personal experience with death, primarily.
Hmm.
That hasn't been my experience. My experience came as I was sitting with a woman whose husband died suddenly. I thought it was going to be a 5-minute meal drop off, but it turned into a 2-hour blessing
Yeah.
and opportunity for me to hold space for her, to sit with her, to really be with her, to be present with her in all of the trauma, the emotions, the confusion, the oh my gosh, my world just shattered moments
Right.
a few days after her husband died.
Wow.
And from there I started realizing that, oh, maybe this is a good fit for me. So about 2 years later, I found a coaching program that I could take. And so I enrolled in the coaching training program. And as a result, I was certified as a grief coach, end of life coach, which includes the death and dying process, and also had aspects of life coaching. And from there, I just kept going with it and like kept educating and supporting and inspiring people in grief.
Nice. Very nice. And it looks now at this year's conference, because I know we have a lot of great presenters coming up. What day are you presenting on?
I'm presenting on Friday night, I believe. Let me check my calendar real quick because I don't know the exact date.
That's okay. These things do happen, you know.
Sorry, I didn't have this straight up on my calendar on the tip of my tongue. This is life sometimes.
Trust me, I know. I've been trying to look at. I got too many calendars,
and sometimes grief is like this too, where it's like, huh, okay, fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm actually presenting Saturday, April 29th. At 6:00 Mountain Time.
Okay.
6:00 and I believe 7:00 as well.
Okay, so you're doing another 2 segments?
Okay. That's what I was planning anyways.
Okay.
And things may change between now and then.
This is very
but
true.
I was planning on doing something kind of similar to what I did last year. The first segment being an interactive workshop with other grief support people and other grief workers, where we discuss some of the common expectations that people have in grief.
Okay.
Not only as a society, but also as a community, expectations others in our loved ones and friends circle have on us as well. And then also looking at expectations that we have of others as they do or do not support us in our grief.
Right.
And then so just going down the levels of society, community, family, friends, what we have expectations on them, and they have the expectations they have on us, and then even taking it a level further of expectations we have on ourselves in the grieving process.
See, I like that. I like
so that would be one of the sessions.
Okay. I definitely like that because having expectations on yourselves it can be pretty heavy. You know, that can be heavier than what most people have on us or what we have on other people, right? Because we all live in this misconception that there's some sort of guideline that you have to follow when grieving. And so, you know, these expectations and everything, it just adds to the process, delays the healing, you know, getting to a level of acknowledgement of your world, so to speak. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And your second one?
My second one is going to be called 5 Gifts of Grief, where we go into specific opportunities or blessings or gifts that can come from our grief experiences. Often people see grief as something to be avoided or something that has to happen just because of circumstances that they don't really have a choice in, that they weather through and then recover from or get to the other side of. What I am passionate about is helping people to see those experiences as not only something that they have to get through, but something that they can grow from and something that can really enrich their lives.
Right.
Because of having gone through those experiences.
Right.
and not just have a um kind of, I guess you can describe it like going from the victim mindset to a victor mindset.
Mm, I like that.
This is what happened to no, I'm in control. I am intentional about where my life is going. And these experiences have helped me in this path.
Right. See, I definitely like that, especially the combination of both, because I think I've been on both ends, victim to victor. Never thought in a million years I'd be doing this sort of work, or be surrounded by people like myself, that are passionate about serving our communities, right? Um, and so, what excites you the most about this year's conference?
It's a combination of um, nostalgia from last year
Uh huh.
and the community and the amount of incredible information and tidbits and learning that I received, and also that people made available to the community.
Yes.
Such a rich 3 days experience of treasure. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Building community and just seeing what other people have to offer. Um, yes, I am a grief coach, and yes, I am very much a grief student as well.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love learning about other people's grief experiences and what helped them through it, what they've learned from it. And for those who are grief workers, how they have taken that knowledge, those experiences, to then go on and help others do the same.
yeah. I definitely like that. And that's one thing, I want people to take away from this weekend that's coming up, the Global Grief Weekend. Um, Take away the knowledge that's there, and reach out to these coaches, reach out to these people, because they are great supporters and resources to help people along the way in their healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to reach more of a bigger variety of communities,
Yeah.
this year, and to be able to get them in contact with these individuals, but also get to experience what they get. Right, that is huge. That is definitely huge. A lot of great presenters, and this year we got people talking about. Well, we've introduced pet loss this year, right? We actually have a medium. So we have, I mean, this year is shaping up to be a pretty exciting weekend, man. And I'm excited to see your presentation, and I'm excited to see how the community interacts, ask questions and things like that, because we always encourage those things. Ask those questions,
Mm-hmm.
be involved in it. Especially if you're out there, just type in something, say hello. So definitely looking forward to it. Most definitely looking forward to it. Now, do you also have a book out, correct?
Not yet.
Ah, it's yeah.
I'm working. It's probably. I'm not gonna put myself in a timed box on
Okay.
it. But I am currently working on a memoir,
Okay. Okay.
and I have ideas for other books about like a grief book or a grief guide type book. The memoir is about me and my personal experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, about helping me like the processes and experiences that I've used in finding my own voice.
Right.
Um, Not necessarily grief related, but I do have ideas for grief books that are like, oh, I could write a book about so many different aspects of grief, and um, that one's still in the works.
Okay.
Like it's still in the idea formation stage.
Okay. Very nice. Now, how often do your podcasts drop?
Right now they air every other week, every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Typically it's the second and fourth Friday of the month. Sometimes there are technical glitches and it comes out a little bit later. Sometimes technology is on my side and it comes out like the night before or whatever.
No, I was laughing because
ideally,
I can definitely understand that we have some technical difficulties. Now everything is virtual. So yeah, it comes with its own set of challenges.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it definitely comes with its own.
But my regular scheduled episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I
My
do
regular scheduled
like,
episodes are the second and fourth Fridays of the month.
Okay. Definitely keep an eye out for those and everything.
Yeah.
Check it out on Facebook because you're posting all over, right? So check it out over there, Jenny Dilts. Check out our podcast and let her know what you think. Leave her a comment. You know what I'm saying? Show your support the channels for her and everything. Now, let's say I had this question in the back of my head. Oh, yeah. Where can people find you?
My easiest way to find me and connect with me is my website, grievingcoach.com.
Mm-hmm.
But like Tony said, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. Facebook, either Grieving Coach or Jenny.Dilts. LinkedIn is Jenny Dilts -Grieving Coach. And YouTube, my handle is Grieving Coach.
Awesome. And
then again, my website is.
We got some big vehicles moving outside right now. It's starting to get warm. So, and I love that. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I'm just afraid of the heat. That's all. I'm just afraid of the heat. If there's summer's going to be anything like the winter time, I need to make sure I walk around with my birth certificate on me. I ain't got no time to be deported anymore. For everyone who's tuning in, thank you guys for tuning in. Today we had Jenny Dilts. If you guys didn't catch the full episode, go back and check her out. And if you want to know more about her, go back and check her out on my podcast. She tells more about her story and everything. Until the next time, you guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and get registered for the conference. And you can register through either Facebook, LinkedIn, or you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can watch everything that we have going on as far as the conference, other panel discussions, and other interviews that are coming up as well. And with that being said, you guys stay tuned. Tomorrow, actually Monday, we have another presenter going his way. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you for your support, allowing us to support you, and we love you.
Thank you.